Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It may be a little dark in here. I don't know why it's that dark, but anyway, don't worry about the lighting. Just listen to the music. Me. Anyway, what I was going to say was, I've got a Dometic 4 cubic foot refrigerator, and out of curiosity, I wanted to find out, how many amps it draws and all that stuff. So if I go boondocking or dry camping, then I'll know how long my 120 amp hour AGM battery will last. And so what I found out, now I've got a 2019 Casita, and I just changed out the lead acid group 27 battery. It's a 75 amp hour battery that comes with the RV, and put in, I already had a 120 amp hour group 31 AGM battery, and so the AGM battery's in there now. And I also have a 120 watt solar panel. It's the ZAMP suitcase kind. And so here's what I found out from Casita. Now, if you call different dealers, you're going to find out different things, because your particular three-way refrigerator might be wired differently than mine. But this is what I was told for mine, the three-way refrigerator in my Casita. By three-way, I mean 12 volt, propane, or 120 volt. Okay, in other words, plugged into an electrical outlet. If you're running the unit on 12 volt only, it's going to drain the battery probably overnight, according to the service manager at Casita. Why? Because it's on 12 volt, it's an energy hog. If, however, you're running it on propane, then the little panel, the little panel at the top of the unit only uses 15 amps in a 24-hour period, and that's not a lot. So that means that if you're boondocking, that you would have, I could probably go 4 days comfortably, because you don't want to drain your battery much below 50%. So I'd have at least 4 days with no sunlight, and I'd still have the refrigerator running on propane. How much propane does it use? That was equated to one burner on your stove on low. So it's not a propane hog, but it does use some propane. So, and I've got two 20-pound or 5-gallon tanks that came with the Casita. So for those of you that have the three-way refrigerators, just remember that here's something else he told me. Because I asked him, I said, on the Casita with the, whenever you're hooked up and you're towing down the highway, is the vehicle charging the battery? Yes. He said, yes, it is, if the refrigerator is not on 12 volt. And I said, well, what if you have the refrigerator on 12 volt? He said, well, then all that energy produced by your vehicle is being consumed, more than likely, by the refrigerator, and very, very, very little is going to the battery. Because he said that's just the way it's wired. And I said, well, you're not supposed to run the refrigerator using propane while you're towing. He said that's correct. It is not recommended to use your refrigerator on propane while towing. And I've never used mine on propane, and I've had several RVs that have three-way refrigerators, and so I'll just go with the 12 volt. And what I have, I think let me get up here and get it. This is a voltmeter that plugs into a cigarette lighter, and it's also got a double USB port. I did a video about it the other day, and it's in my list of videos if you want to see it. It'd just be a 12 volt adapter for battery charge or whatever. But yeah, you just plug. I've got one cigarette lighter adapter right there where that TV is, where that black Zorro mask is. Right above that is 12 volt cigarette adapter. And so what I'm going to do, just as a test, and when I'm planning on taking a trip Tuesday or leaving on a trip, I'm just going to plug this in and check it periodically and see. First of all, I'm going to plug it in and then get unhooked and see what volts it's showing when the truck is, or the vehicle, excuse me, the Casita is completely unhooked, or the RV is completely unhooked from power, to see what the voltmeter reads. Then I'm going to crank the truck up and see what the voltmeter reads, and then I'm going to turn the refrigerator on and see what the voltmeter reads. And then I'm going to drive a while with the refrigerator on 12 volt only and see if it's draining the battery, or if the battery is being maintained, or if it's whatever, see what it's doing. So I plan to do a little test myself. But the info from the service manager, who seemed to know what he was talking about, he's been there for a long time, if you run your three-way refrigerator on 12 volt only, it's not going to last long, several hours, and then the battery's going to be completely drained. So you don't want to really do that. So basically what he's saying is don't run it on 12 volt unless you're hooked up and towing. If you're towing, then you're adding in as much as the unit is using, and so it's not using much, if any, out of your battery, probably none. But having said that, that's just a heads up on for you guys that go boondocking. I go boondocking, and it's a good thing to know in case of an emergency and you want to run it on, you don't know if you should flip it to 12 volt or propane. Even if you're at a park and they lose power, I'd just flip it to propane, or I think it goes to propane second, or it may not. At first, whenever you're plugged in, it searches and it'll go to the 120 watt or volt rather, 120 volt. And if you lose that, or the power goes out, then it starts searching again. And I think the next stop is propane. And if there's nothing there, then it goes to the last stop is the AC, or the 12 volt. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. So this is Rusty 78609, Central Texas, in the dark, sort of, but it's not bad. And but what else? Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want or like, but if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because I get a small commission and it doesn't cost you 1 penny. So if you choose to do it, fine. If you don't want to fool with it, don't worry about it. What else? Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day is good for you. Take deep breaths. Breathe in deep, hold it for a few seconds, breathe out slowly. What does that do? Lowers stress, lowers your blood pressure. That's good for you too, and it's free. And then exercise. Swivel, stretch, whatever you got to do. But exercise your body once or twice a day if you can. And then last of all, stand guard at the door of your mind. Don't let negative thoughts in. Don't let negative Nancy or negative Ned dump a load of negative crap in your head. Because this is your mind. This is where you're formed. This is your thoughts. And if you're wondering why you can't sleep at night, or you're high, or you're stressed out, it could be because you let a truckload of negativity right in your head. But anyway, having said that, enjoy your life. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.